Hello, it's Miss Fergus. This is your learning plan contract and how to complete your Algebra 1 math class. You are going to be working in a version of Algebra 1 called Math 1 Prescriptive, also calling this Math Foundations. And that is what it says when you click on it to enter this textbook. So most of your work is going to be done in Apex. This is your online Apex textbook. Boop. Apex Learning right there. When you first click on your Math Foundations textbook, you are going to see a picture of the entire textbook. These are all of the units that we are going to study during the school year. For the first semester, we're just covering the first 3 units. So the best button in Apex is this one in the upper left-hand corner, the 3 lines and the 3 dots. It takes you to the outline of the textbook, and it really helps you see the structure. And you will notice here are our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units for the entire year. We have a semester 1 exam in the middle. So you have 3 to do between now and the end of first semester. If you click on an arrow, you'll see what's on the inside of the unit. And right now you can probably only see 1.1 because when you finish 1.1, the next one will open up. When you finish 1.2, the next lesson will open up. So what it takes to complete a lesson is you finish all 3 parts. Every single lesson has 3 parts, and it's the same 3 parts. There's a study, which is the lesson. There's a checkup worksheet, which is practice problems. And third, there's a quiz. And you must pass the quiz at 70% or higher in order to move on to the next lesson. If you do not pass the quiz at 70% or higher after 3 tries, you get locked out and you are unable to work in Apex. At that point, the system will prompt you to contact me, and you and I work together to practice some more skills, and then we get you a reset on that quiz. So let's look at how to complete the parts of a lesson in Apex. The first part is the most important. This is the lesson. And this particular lesson, 1.1, Algebraic Properties and Expressions, has 19 pages on it. So these are not designed for you to quickly skim through or to ignore altogether. This is actually the lesson. So you want to go through every single page. You want to do all the practice problems. You want to click on the vocabulary words. You want to listen to the reading out loud. You want to click on things and make sure you fully understand the material in this lesson. To help you do that, there is a study guide worksheet on every single study, on the first page of every single study. And your worksheet can be printed out just on a printer if you have one, and you can handwrite, or you can click this button right here, which downloads it. You could turn it into a Word doc where then you could type on it and then save it on your computer. You could save it as a PDF doc, which allows you to write on it if you have one of the digital pens. So there's lots of ways for you to be taking notes. That's what this page allows you to do. It is your notes. This worksheet is super helpful because it actually tells you what the important information is, the important ideas on every single page. So look at page 5. This is the most important information. So you want to make sure that you have answers to all of these before you move on to page 6. So very important part, the study, you need to do the lesson. The next part of every single lesson is the checkup worksheet, which is practice. It's a set of practice problems. Really important that you're practicing math to get feedback whether or not you understand it before you take an assessment. So next after this is a quiz. So you're going to do these problems. Same thing. You can print them off. You can download it as a Word document, save it as a PDF, or you could handwrite it out on notebook paper. When you're done with both of those worksheets, the study guide and the checkup worksheet, the next step is very important. You need to check your answers because there's no point in practicing unless you get feedback that you're doing it correctly. So the answers are not in Apex. I wish they were. but I've taken all the answer keys and I've posted them in our math class. So go back to our Algebra 1 class in Canvas, and on the left-hand side here on Files, if you click on that, I have the answer keys. So you want to click on the Algebra 1 Math Foundations answer keys, and there they are. And then after you've done your study and your checkup worksheets and you've checked your answers, the last step is to take the quiz. Again, you need to pass this with 70% or higher. There are 10 questions on every quiz, but you get to use your notes. So if you've done a good job going through the lesson and you've practiced and you've gotten feedback that you're doing it correctly, these quizzes will be very easy for you. So contact me with questions as you are stuck. Don't forget you also have access to Tutor.com, which is completely free, and you access Tutor.com from your ClassLink page. It's an orange icon. I don't have it because I'm not a student, but you can connect with a tutor in under a minute using Tutor.com, and it's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. How do you know what you are supposed to be working on? When you received an email from me that you were working on the Math Foundations version of Algebra 1, you also received a learning plan contract. This outlines what you should be completing each month. There are 2 lessons per week to be completing. So for October progress report, due by midnight on October 24th, which is a Sunday, these 4 lessons are done. These lessons are done when you pass the quiz on every single one with a 70% or higher. You can always move faster than the pacing of this learning plan contract. You can plan ahead if you know you're going to be out of town or something for a while, or you have a vacation coming up and you're going to be unable to work, you can always work ahead. The pacing of our class is 2 lessons per week, and you can do that because you're expected to work 5 hours a week in math. So make sure you're putting in the time. Our course is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You've got this.